Welcome guys, my name is Heinzie. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are brand new to this channel, smash that red button. Super important to help us grow this insane channel. Now guys, we obviously did a top 10 characters we need in the game recently. We decided to elaborate a little bit more on the other faction that really doesn't get a lot of love, to be honest, the ship component of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So we thought we'd do a bit of a video on the top 10 ships we need in this game. So what we've done is we've done a list of 5 ships that are obviously manned, and we've also done a list of 5 ships that are pilotless or unmanned. So that's basically where the list comes from, but as always, I've called in a couple of experts. So let's quickly introduce my boy, Lego Calrissian has joined us for this video. Welcome, Lego. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, no worries, champ. Glad to be here.
Good to have you here, man. We've also got Ram Bam is in the house. Ram Bam, welcome, brother. Thank you for dropping in, man, and joining us with this list.
Hey, what's up, Heinzie? Thanks for having me on the channel.
Good to hear. And of course, we went for ultimate talent this particular video. Unfortunately, they weren't available. We got stuck with Scotty McLaren. Welcome, man. How are you, buddy?
Oh, mate, I thought we were referring to you. What am I doing here? I should be over with Gritted.
Absolutely brilliant, man. Love it. It's classic. So, guys, let's go through the list. Let's get into it. Let's have some fun with this. So, let's start with the top 5 manned ships. Let's go to the first list. Let's get after it. Number 5 is Red 5. It's as simple as that. Obviously, with the Rebel tag, we recommend Lego Red 5, mate. This ship is iconic to the Star Wars canon and the universe, man. And again, why they haven't included this ship at all, even under CLS, to be honest, really is quite surprising.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of you know, the same thing about like Jedi Luke. They don't like the most iconic ship, probably like Red 5. Like, you just know it's going to come. They're probably holding off until they've got the right Luke. Obviously, we've only got 2 Lukes, so maybe one day, but you know, yeah, has to be in the game. Yeah. Probably it's going to be one of the best attacking ships in the game.
Could not agree more. Absolutely. Let's move down to number 4. Number 4 on our list is Jango's Slave 1, which we reckon should have both the Bounty Hunter and the Separatist tags. Now, Rambam, Jango's ship, man, again, pretty iconic in the movies, of course, especially the prequels, which many people don't like talking about still to this day. But that's a whole different story. But obviously, Jango was a massive thing. We already have him in the game, obviously, ready to go as a pilot. Sort of makes sense to chuck him in the game, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, Jango Fett's Slave 1 is iconic. That whole fight scene that he has in space with Kenobi is just amazing. It's the first time we get to hear the depth charges released in space, and it was just, even though Boba Fett's Slave 1 has a lot of those sounds, I don't think his blasters have that iconic blaster sound that Jango's ship has for some reason.
Yep.
And it's just, it would be awesome to get that ship in game, and I think it would benefit the Malevolence and the Separatist fleet tremendously.
Could not agree more, man. Absolutely. Let's move down to number 3. Number 3 on our list is, I've got the right man for this one, Padme's Nubian cruiser. We're giving the Galactic Republic tag, of course, and there's no bigger lover of Padme than my boy Scotty. Scotty, we got to get this in the game, my friend.
Absolutely, man. And this needs to be a tank. Houndstooth should not be fighting with the Galactic Republic. Why in the hell it's there, I don't know. Padme, and just think of this, man. Padme, Ahsoka, and also Anakin, Kenobi with the capital ship. Man, it's win-win. Bring it in.
Could not agree more. Absolutely. And maybe have a new pilot, possibly, like, you know, like midriff Padme, maybe. How's that for a crazy idea, Scotty?
Oh, man, midriff Padme flying my ship, man. My goodness, I would be in heaven.
I'd wail all over that. Anyway, let's move right on to number 2. RAZORCREST has come in number 2. Lego now. RAZORCREST, pretty iconic, as we know, lately with the Mandalorian show. Pretty amazing show. I think we all agree with that. It's really reignited a lot of the old school love we had with Star Wars generally, man. And it's a pretty awesome one, obviously, with the Scoundrel and the Bounty Hunter tag. It's certainly a good fit in amongst all those. Obviously, Houndstooth and RAZORCREST in that sort of lineup could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you know, if we can get a couple more Bounty Hunter ships, and potentially another capital ship to go with them. I don't know if we really need another capital ship, but you know, if you had a Scoundrel or / Bounty Hunter faction for the ships, like, that could be pretty fun to play with all the bounty hunters that we already have. So yeah, like, and then Mandalorian. It's the current.
It is. It'd be silly not to capitalize on something that's so popular right now.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Here's a fun idea, guys. How about bounty hunters under attack and lead? Just saying.
Ooh, interesting.
With all that offense that they get, it could be pretty deadly.
Yeah, I like it. Boys. I like it. Let's move down to number 1 on our list. Dooku's Solar Sailor. We've given the Separatist tag. Now, before you say anything, there's some amazing ships in this range, but dead set, Rambam, the Solar Sailor, man, could be along the lines of maybe a support ship, obviously, for the Malevolence Separatist action. It's pretty serious stuff, but there's no reason it couldn't be like a Kylo shuttle type deal, bit of a support to a lot of, obviously, the Geonosian fleet, to give you an idea, in my thoughts anyway. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. I'm thinking it could be something along the lines of a combination of Kylo Ren's command shuttle combined with the firepower of Spy.
Oh, yes.
Because it is a dodgy ship. You know, you weren't able to really get to Dooku when he was in that ship. So, you know, obviously him being under stealth and still being able to toss out some firepower, but have Terminator manipulation as well, could be very crucial for the Geonosian fleet.
I like it, man. I like it. Again, should be included. Again, iconic in the movies. I think it would be a good fit. And now we have Malevolence. It certainly makes sense to chuck it in there, no doubt. Let's get through, guys, to our top 5 pilotless ships, unmanned ships, whatever you want to call it. The A-Wing. Obviously, we're giving the Rebels tag, Scotty. A-Wing is the go, my friend. Now, we already have this in the game. We just don't have access to this in the game, so it's not like there's a lot of work that needs to be done to bring this ship in, but obviously, yeah, it would be again probably one of those ships that we should have as well.
Man, look, I grew up on playing games like simulator games like TIE Fighter and also Rebel Assault, and so many other of those sort of games, X-Wing as well. And man, one of the most iconic ships in this game is the A-Wing, and also our ship which is in at number 4 as well. And why they are in the game when you battle with the Millennium Falcon, go up against that, but yet they're not in the game at all, is beyond me. In terms of the Rebel ships, they are some of the most iconic ships in the game. Bring them in.
There you go. Enough said there. Let's move down to number 4 on our list is the B-Wing. We're thinking a Rebel and Resistance tag for this one. Now, obviously, the Resistance under the Raddus, for instance, they do certainly need a bit of love. But Lego, again, man, another ship that's already in the game. They don't have to make it. They've already made it. They've just got to give it to us, man.
Yeah, just got to slap a kit on it and release it to us. And yeah, if we can get the one more ship for the Resistance, at least that gives them 4. But again, like it's another faction that just needs some love. And yeah, makes
definitely
it
needs
useful.
more than 4, but we'll come back to that. We're not done on the list.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. But no, the B-Wing obviously quite iconic through Rebels. I mean, anyone that watched Star Wars Rebels, you know, the B-Wing is an integral part certainly of that series, and obviously the Resistance tag near the end, it makes sense to chuck it in. Needs all the love it can get. Let's get down to number 3, the TIE Defender with the Empire tag. Now, Rambam, obviously, man, the Defender, again, Star Wars Rebels action, man. It is a pretty nasty, awesome looking ship, this one, man. Why, again, this isn't in the game is really, really surprising. It would be probably a good ship that could really boost the Thrawn fleet capital ship to give us a starting point anyway.
Absolutely. And I think it's worth noting that if you look, the only TIEs that are in the game, excluding First Order, obviously, is the TIE Advanced Darth Vader ship and the regular TIE Fighter. There are so many different TIEs out there. TIE Defender is just one of 3 I can think of off the top of my head. You've got TIE Bomber, you've got TIE Interceptor, both of which are canon. They're in the actual movies. Anything would help out an Empire fleet right now because they are drastically hurting. They don't have much support at all. You can throw them under a Thrawn fleet and they can barely scrape by.
Yeah,
but
they need some firepower. They need some
firepower and they need a tank desperately.
I agree, absolutely.
About time we got rid of the Houndstooth.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a Houndstooth is a great tank plug and play, but it just doesn't make sense to fit it under a lot of these capital ships. It's a great plug and play option, but when it comes to these other factions, we need more ships anyway. We know that. It's certainly something that's needs a bit of love, and it makes sense to bring in an Empire faction ship. I mean, it just makes sense. Anyway, let's move right along. Let's keep going down to number 2. And again, the last 2 guys are not going to be surprising. Let's be fair. Scotty, the First Order Bomber. Obviously, First Order tag. Surprise, surprise. But, dude, the finalizer needs something with some balls. Let's be fair. There's no other word for it, really. It needs something that's going to hang around, give them a little bit more longevity and a bit of survivability as well. As a tank option or a taunting tank or some sort of a tank at least, to at least get Kylo up and ramped up a little bit quicker and get the damage output out there before a lot of the other ones around him get knocked out.
Absolutely, man. I mean, this is a dead set certainty for the game. It has to come. I mean, why we've got a general capital ship but no tank to go with it is ridiculous. This needs to come. They did say that they were going to bring us 10 different things from Rise of Skywalker. Well, I've counted 8. So we're still missing 2. So come on, guys, bring us this one.
Absolutely. And guys, number 1 on the list is, of course, the Resistance Bomber. The Resistance Bomber is the last one on our list. Not surprising, even CG have mentioned that this ship should be included. I personally am super surprised they even released a Resistance capital ship without bringing in the full complement of fleets. But Lego, Resistance Bomber, man, it needs to be in, and it needs to be in really, really soon.
Yeah, it's probably the one faction in the ship section that's they're almost like the Tuscans. They've only got 3, and you need a fleet of 7. So yeah, Resistance need a whole lot of love, and Resistance Bomber is probably just the start. So
absolutely. Well, there you go. That's our list, guys. Obviously, before we finish up, Rambam, do you want to add anything as far as any other ideas of other ships, just off the top of the head, that you'd love to have yourself, given the option?
Yeah, so obviously in Clone Wars, there's a lot of ships and stuff that's in there. One that comes to mind, obviously, is like Yoda's Starfighter. There's several Jedi Starfighters that could be included. And I think it would complement the Endurance fleet, because obviously you take all the Galactic Republic ships, they go under the Negotiator right now. That leaves the Endurance about 2 ships. Not that the Endurance is an amazing capital ship, but you still should have a full fleet for every capital ship that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scotty, anything you want to add as well, brother?
More TIE fighters.
More TIE fighters? Enough said.
Yep.
Enough said,
Yep.
man. Absolutely. And Lego, anything else that you'd put on your love list, given the option?
No, I think we pretty much covered it, and the other 2 boys covered it as well. And let's just try and let's make sure every capital ship has enough ships to go with it. Otherwise, it's just a bit of a waste having that capital ship in the game. So
ships need some love. It's as simple as
That's
that.
it.
We've already talked about it. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hit the comments below. Let us know what you guys think. Of course, please join us on our server. The description is also below in the link, of course, as well. See us for Harpoons and Beer, our GAC sessions. When they're around, come and join us. In America, during the week, they're in the mornings. Friday, Saturday nights, they're in the evenings. So come and join us for those. It's pretty wild. It's pretty manic. Come and join us. It's mental. We love it. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next video. See you guys.
go see Rambam as well.
See you guys.
Bye.